Welcome to True Reddit, revenge stories where lies, betrayal, and shocking payback come alive. These are real stories from Redditrial drama, real revenge and twists that will leave you speechless. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because you won't want to miss a single shocking story. This is my story. I never thought I would tell anyone this, but I have to, because what happened to me is too raw, too real, and too haunting to stay inside. MIT. All started the day he walked into my life. Quietly, almost like fate had planted him there. Deliberately, and from the very first moment I saw him, something stirred deep inside me. Flutter of hope, a rush of excitement, a trembling sense that maybe this was it, maybe this was the love I had been waiting for my entire life. We talked for hours, late into the night, about everything and nothing at all, about dreams, fears, hopes, and insecurities, and he listened. He laughed at my jokes. He held my hand when I was afraid. He whispered that I was safe, and for the first time in a long time I felt seen. I trusted him completely, blindly. I told myself, this is love, this is real, this is forever. Every word he said, every promise, every little glance, I believed it with all my heart, with every part of my soul. Yet love can blind you, and that blindness can be dangerous because it can make you ignore the first tiny warning, the first crack that grows into a chasm you can never escape. The first warning was so small, I almost missed it. A text, a name I did not recognize, a message I wanted to dismiss. But there was a gnawing feeling in my stomach that refused to go away. It tightened, it burned, it whispered danger, and I ignored it because I wanted to believe in him. I wanted to believe in us. Then the lies began to pile up, little by little, like shadows creeping across a wall. At first, small excuses that did not make sense, calls that ended too abruptly, moments when he seemed distant and distracted. And I told myself I was overthinking. I told myself he loved me. I told myself it was nothing, until that night, that one night when everything changed. I stumbled across something I was never meant to see, a photograph, a name, a conversation, and in that instant my entire world tilted. The man I loved, the man I trusted, was living a life I did not know existed. Another woman, another reality. Every I love you, every plan, every promise, all lies. I could not breathe, I could not think, I could not even cry, my heart pounding so hard I thought it might explode. I replayed every memory, every laugh, every touch, every whispered secret, and it was all poisoned. I realized then I had been manipulated. Every word, every gesture, every smile, calculated, and I had fallen for it completely, blindly. And the fury, the heartbreak, the feeling of being used washed over me all at once, leaving me trembling, shaking, and questioning everything I thought I knew about love, about trust, about myself. And yet in that darkest moment, a spark ignited a fire inside me, because I refused to let him win. I could not let this betrayal define me. I had to survive. I had to take back my life, and I had to expose him for the man he truly was, no matter the cost. He began gathering proof, slowly, meticulously, every message, every email, every hidden account, every trace of his deception. And as I uncovered more, the darkness of what I had fallen into became clearer. I realized he was not just lying to me. He was lying to everyone, and I was not the only one. The betrayal I felt cut deeper than I could have imagined. Could not crumble. I had to fight. I had to survive, and I had to bring the truth to light. Night. Remember the night I found the biggest secret, the one he had tried to hide more than anything else. I was scrolling through his phone, pretending not to care, trying to calm the storm in my mind, and then I saw it, a conversation with someone who called him by a name I had never heard before, and the truth slammed into me like a truck. A secret life I had never suspected, a double existence that I had walked blindly into, and it burned through me, every heartbeat pounding like a drum, my mind spinning, my body frozen, rage and sorrow and disbelief colliding all at once. I tried to step back, to pretend it was nothing, but it was impossible. My mind raced through every detail, every memory, every shared moment, and suddenly it all fell apart. The reality of who he was crashing down on me like a tidal wave, and I realized with cold clarity that I had been trapped from the very start, hook, line, and sinker, and there was no one to blame but myself for trusting so completely, for giving my heart away without a second thought. But even in that despair, I felt something else, a glimmer of power, a spark of determination, because I could not let him destroy me. I could not let this betrayal win, and slowly, carefully, I began to plan, to document, to collect the evidence. I would need to confront him, every screenshot, every hidden chat, every email, piece by piece, until the picture of his lies was complete, and I knew the confrontation was inevitable. Weeks later, the confrontation came. I walked into that room, my hands trembling, my heart racing, every piece of evidence in my hand, and I spoke slowly, deliberately, each word measured, each accusation backed by proof. And he tried to charm me, tried to twist the story, tried to make me doubt myself, but I could not be fooled, not this time. I laid bare every lie, every secret, revealed every betrayal, exposed, and I watched the color drain from his face when he realized he could not manipulate me anymore. I felt power, I felt relief. I felt freedom, like the air I had been holding for months had finally been released. Friends, family, strangers, all saw him for what he truly was, his lies, his betrayal, his manipulation. All exposed, and I finally felt free. But the story did not end there, because even after the confrontation, even after the exposure, I had to live with the aftermath, the heartbreak, the doubt, the fear, the shame of being deceived so completely. I cried. I screamed, I questioned myself. I wondered how I could have been so blind, and yet slowly, day by day, I began to rebuild. I reminded myself I had survived. I reminded myself I had the strength to rise above his lies. I reminded myself I was worth more than the pain he caused. May remembered, sitting alone late at night, the rain tapping on the window, thinking about every memory, every whisper, every promise, every touch, and realizing that even though it hurt, even though it shattered me, even though it made me question the meaning of love, I had survived. DH had survived love that was never really, had survived betrayal that cut me to the bone. I had survived a man who tried to destroy me, and I was still standing. In that realization, I felt a strange kind of peace, a strange kind of power, a strange kind of hope that maybe one day I could love again, but this time with my eyes wide open, because the truth is, some people are not meant to stay in your life. Some are meant to teach you something too. Push you to grow, to show you what is real and what is not. And even though it hurt, even though it broke me, even though it made me question everything I believed in, I am stronger because of it. I walk away now with my head held high, knowing I survived, knowing I won, knowing karma found its way, and he could no longer touch my life. And this is my story, a story of love, betrayal, heartbreak, survival, deception, lies, secrets, and truth. A story of lessons learned the hard way, and I survived, and anyone who has loved blindly and been betrayed can survive too, because the pain does not last forever. The truth always comes out, and you will find your strength in ways you never imagined. And that is my story.
Subscribe so you don't miss the next story, because what's coming next is even deeper. And press the bell icon, so YouTube actually tells you when a new video drops, not hours later. Your support means more than you know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.